Did you just get a Nikon Z8? Here are the settings that you should definitely set before taking out the Z8 into the action. Because let's be honest, the factory settings are not as shooting friendly as they should be. Hi, my name is Miklos Meyer. I'm a photography tour guide in Budapest, Hungary, and in the last 10 days I extensively tested the Nikon Z8. I put it into a bunch of real-life situations, and I found that there are definitely a few things that needs to be changed. So in my opinion, these are the settings you should definitely set before using your Nikon Z8 camera. One of the key features of the Nikon Z8 is that it doesn't have a mechanical shutter. So when you change lenses, the sensor gets exposed. Luckily, you can have a shield coming down to protect the sensor. To activate this, go into the setup menu, sensor shield behavior at power off, and turn this to on. So now, whenever you turn off the camera, the shield will go down and it will protect the sensor. And it's definitely worth protecting such a beautiful 45 megapixel sensor, right? Setting number 2, set the display right. The Z8 is very smart and it automatically rotates the images as I rotate the camera, and at the same time it changes which button to press if I want to move forward or backwards. And that's just so frustrating. So let's go into the playback menu, turn auto rotate images off. Now the verticals will fill the frame, but the information panel is still annoyingly changing. So in the setup menu, turn auto rotate info display off. That's done. Setting number 3, enable information display in playback. By factory setting, you don't see any information about the images when playing them back. So let's go into the playback menu, playback display options, and with the right arrow, activate the information tabs you would like to see. Personally, I like to have highlights, exposure info, overview, and none. Now, when playing back the images, if you press the up or down arrow, you can toggle between different information panels. Here, I really like to check the highlights view, where the blinking shows the overexposed areas of the photo. Setting number 4, pick the right RAW file format. The Nikon Z8 allows you to choose between 3 different RAW compressions: a lossless compressed one and 2 types of lossy compressed. A high efficiency with the star there, and a lesser quality, more compressed one without any star. I have taken test images with all 3 of these settings, and I can tell you, so many mosquitoes here, and I can tell you that I couldn't make out any real difference between the 3 settings. Even in an extreme settings, when I deliberately underexposed the shot and then pushed it back in post, I couldn't see any difference between the highest quality RAW file and the lowest quality RAW file. So my recommendation is that you set this to high efficiency, meaning the most compressed one, because that's going to save you a lot of memory space. Instead of having 50-something megabytes, you are going to end up with around 20-something megabytes of file sizes. And don't forget, just because you see RAW recording to be on here, that doesn't make the camera actually shoot in RAW. You have to go into the image quality setting and set RAW or RAW plus JPEG, and only then will the camera shoot in RAW format. And finally, set the shutter sound. Because the Z8 only has an electronic shutter, the shutter sound you hear is an artificial one. Personally, if I'm outside, I like having a shutter sound just for some kind of extra confirmation for myself. So many mosquitoes, I can't believe it. But if I'm shooting indoors at an event, going completely silent is the best. So in the setup menu, you can configure the shutter sound if you would like, or you can just activate the silent mode and no one will hear you shooting. So these were my must settings for the Nikon Z8 camera. Let me know what your favorite settings are down below in the comments. Also, if you'd like to see more tricks and tips for Nikon Z cameras, check this video out. But don't go there just yet. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. and I'm gonna see you over there. See you soon and all the best from Hungary.